This is a Soltec easel. Totally worth the money. I wish I would have got one 10 years ago. This whole thing folds down to the size of a large laptop in about 20 seconds. My palette. Basic idea. Get a warm and a cool version of green, blue, red, and yellow, plus white, and trust me, a chromatic black. This isn't black, it's actually indigo. Okay, background painting. You don't have to do this extra step, but it'll make for a nicer painting. This eventually is going to be blue, eventually this is going to be green. I did an underpainting in the opposite color scheme, the complementary color scheme, in order to create simultaneous contrast with the top painting. Hey, super important things to think about while you're painting. How you progress forward with the painting. So I'm starting to knock some of my sky in here. You can see some of the simultaneous contrast happening, the orange and the blue, and some shadow in here. So moving forward, here's some things to think about. You start thin and then get thicker. My underpainting was thin, this is getting a lot thicker. Thin to thick, dark to light. Start with shadows and then put lights on top of the shadows. White tends to pollute the paint. Thin to thick, dark to light, and background to foreground. You start with background elements, knock them all in, and then move forward towards the viewer. So sky, then mountains, then trees, then people, for example. So thin to thick, dark to light, background to foreground, and always paint fat over lean. Lean means something that dries faster, like acrylic. Fat means something that dries slower, like oil. If you reverse that, your painting will crack. Hey, you may find that you ruin paintings by noodling too much, blending, rendering, and you just smudge everything to hell. Try using either a palette knife or a giant ass brush. You cannot noodle when you're using elements that are too big to paint with. So particularly if you're trying to work in an impressionistic style, big ass brushes. Okay. Background to foreground. Dark to light. Starting here, pulling back this forward this way. Starting with this thin shadow layer and getting a thick light layer on top.